matter because I was mistaken. Wasn't I was mistaken in thinking that there was something I'll be able to inquire about, but there wasn't. So anyhow, what I thought that I saw. So um, I was walking down the street. I saw. To me, it looked like a nice couple. Regardless, I didn't think of whether it was a couple together, but it was a nice pairing of two people walking down the street. There was a girl. She was light skinned, very, very light skinned. You know, and a different kind of light skin. Not like how some light skinned women are just pale and they really look white. I mean, really, like they have no color in their skin. This woman was really just light skinned, like the color of. It was a pretty color. She was really light skinned, maybe like Faith Evans, light skin, and she was kind of thick and sturdy. And she was just like I am now, just going about her business, hair pulled back in a ponytail, really didn't care what it looked like, and was just going, and it was dyed red. She had a guy that was behind her. He was dark skinned, very dark skinned, dreads, and he wasn't a bad looking guy. And it made me feel good because I didn't really look, because again, you know, you don't really want to look too hard, but it was good because it was my first feeling was, okay, that's nice, this light skinned girl, this dark skinned guy walking down the street on a Saturday. I'm just thinking it was reminiscent to me of me being 14 or 15 years old, and you walking down the street with a friend, just a friend, just hanging out. And then as I kind of got near, I saw that basically probably what happened was the guy saw her. He said something to her, and obviously he's going in the other opposite direction. The guy saw her. He said something to her. She probably responded, nicely, which I probably would not have. I would have kept walking and been annoyed. But she probably responded nicely. He liked her enough, or thought she was nice enough to follow. And with me, that never happens. People follow me for all the wrong reasons. But so he started talking and walking with her, and then I guess it got to the point where he was at. Like, he was like, okay, I'm going out of my way. So, he basically said it was probably something like nice meeting you, whatever went on. But I thought that was really nice. And you could tell that him being in her presence had made his day. I mean, it was a nice thing it was a nice thing to experience. There's a woodpecker who was coming towards me, but like right towards me. It was a nice thing to experience, to see. I don't know, to see that, to see that her presence made him genuinely happy. I mean, he literally, like, when he walked away, it was, you could have, if I didn't know how the world worked, and you told me that he had a cloud under his feet that was transporting him to his next destination, that's what it looked like. I mean, he was walking on clouds. I mean, it was nice. He had a little smile on his face, and you could tell it was like a breath of fresh air just came and went up through him. It was beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. I mean, that was wonderful, and I could tell that I don't know, with women that are nice to people off the street like that, you never know. But I would like to assume that, she felt like she was respected and that he valued her as a human being, and it was a nice interaction. And if they bumped into each other again, she would not be displeasured by that. That's how I would like to feel. So, I mean, it was nice to see that. It was nice to see that. The reality is it could have been a number of other things, but, it was nice to see that. She wasn't dressed fancy. She just had on a big, long, um, you know, one of those things that you just throw on to go out in. Her bra was showing a little bit, but, it wasn't in any way that's lewd or lascivious. It's just the fact that that's just what happened to happen, and I thought it was beautiful. Reality of it could have been that could have been his homeboy girlfriend. I mean, he's trying to push up. I mean, but, you know, just giving the benefit of the doubt that this was just some girl that was walking down the street. He saw her, and initially just tried to say hi, and she was kind enough to respond, and you know because of that, he has a very nice start to his day. That's what I'm hoping. So yeah, so that made me happy. So again, learning for myself how to treat people. I got to learn, you know, like I don't really do anything that's wrong, but it's obvious that I do not want to be bothered. And that legal thing, I think that's what caused a lot of it, because it made me see, the worst in people, and then what people told me as a result of that situation was that I had changed a lot, that I'm more quote unquote touchy, you know, like more guarded, I guess, and I am, because one of the things that I saw that was true that I would never have thought was like I was like, maybe they just didn't know what the consequences of that was. And one girl was like, oh, they knew, and that's why they did it, you know? So, yeah, that's not a good feeling, but like I said, it is what it is. What can you do? Um, yeah, so I'm gonna try, and just in living, I'm gonna say this because somebody said I brought up the worst in people. There's good and bad in each person. Some have more measure. Like for me, I'm mostly good. Like prior to the legal thing, I would say I was 99.99999 to infinity good. But now, 10 years after, and with 10 years of things that have, and people and my eyes been open to things that have impacted as a result of that, my goodness level, I would say I'm 85% good. And the reason why I say that at this point is because I do use profanity from time to time. As a result, I think of, I don't like to say the word lonely, because when you say that, it has a negative connotation, but as a result, I guess, but that's what it is. You're wanting an interaction as a result, a little bit of loneliness. Perhaps I reach out in different ways. Like, I still have trouble saying some things, but I'm going to try to communicate it, which is good. I'm glad that I still, you know, at least am bashful still about some stuff, because, oh my gosh, like I said, I've seen so much in the last 10 years. But as a result of that, sometimes I've always had like fantasy and things like that. Sometimes I do explore ways to create um, fantasy interactions, which will cause a release and a good response from me. So, so, that's the part of me that I think is not good as well, because, you know, there's other ways to get that same response. Exercise, actively accomplishing some small goal in your life. Those are, the better ways. I don't want to be, like one of those troll people, you know. So, yeah, so I say 85%. And then the other part, I guess, is bad, is that my feelings get hurt a lot now. So, because my feelings do get hurt, sometimes I dwell on that, and which I think we all have a right to do that. We have a right to lick our wounds and nurture our feelings. But, we have to move a little bit faster, or at least my sin right now is that I'm not moving fast enough to convert, because negative is positive, to convert that negative into positive as quickly as I used to. Because again, all of those things that used to be positive things to help me grow were taken away from me. So that's what I need to do. I need to convert the negative into positive, and I need to do it quickly. In order to do that quickly, that means that I have to take consideration and value of my life and the things that are in it, and make sure that everything in my life has a purpose and that is being converted to its full potential immediately. I'm going to say this, like, one situation that happened, and I'll make this quick, was, this is just a point to show an example. Like, this one girl was saying, like, like the shower head thing, the water was coming out the top. And the thing that was said was out of courtesy. Make sure that it's down. That person never leaves it down. So, out of courtesy for yourself, and this is a message I would have for me and that person, other people that feel the same way, that somebody owes you something, or you feel that somebody did something to you. As a courtesy to yourself, you need to make sure that this situation that you want is created. It's no one else's responsibility but yours. So I need to make sure, again, that everything that comes into my life, whether it's perceived as positive, negative, something happy, something sad, something mad, glad, I need to convert it. It's my responsibility to convert that energy that's been given to me by the process of just being placed on this earth and having a life into something positive to this as quickly as possible. Anyways, my time is up, so I'm going to let that one go too. Bye.